Good morning. It's January 14th, 2016. I'm Rick Parnell, and I thought it would be a good thing to put this video out. It's a very quick one because I had a question from the field that seemed like it would be pretty important to a lot of people. As always, we try to answer those questions, and we appreciate you wanting to know things because, again, if everybody understands them, everything's a little bit better off. The question was, is there a way for the field employees to see the mandatory overtime list? Well, of course, the answer is yes, and I'll show you how in this video. Won't take very long. As you see, I've pulled up my calendar. Yours is going to look a little different. Each person's looks a little different. And I've gone over to the 15th, which is tomorrow, and I've right-clicked on the 15th that day. And I go down to where it says Pick List, and I select the Pick List option from that menu. What pops up is this pick list, and I go to the right hand side there where it shows the fire list chain up in this area right here, and I pull down to where it says the fire mandatory chain. Now once I do that, it then resorts and you get a different list. The list of the mandatory list pulls up then at that point. Now what I've done here that you took it a step out that you may not see is I have sorted it on rank. I've sorted it on the rank thing there, and I pulled it down. I've scrolled down to where this section of the firefighters. You see here's the last, Courtney's the last firefighter, and on up. And that's I want to point that out to you so you can see something. The other thing I want you to see is that I have the sort criteria so that everybody understands that. If you see Courtney down there has 33 hours of mandatory overtime thus far, and we have 5 employees above that are all tied with 24 and then one with 5. Now what happens is the sort criteria is based upon the number of hours that you've been mandatory. So the more hours you are, the farther down the bottom towards the bottom of the mandatory list that you are. If you see the ones that are tied for 24 hours, how they're sorted then is over here on their seniority date. So this person here, this person is more senior than this person, more senior than this person, more senior, because then it sorts on seniority. So that's important to know. That's the way we worked with the union leadership to that's the way they wanted it. Was so the least senior person with the same number of hours is higher to the top of the list. The other thing that we need to look at is on the left side here. These are what you would call it's basically a work code issue that would prevent them, that would take them off the list, so to speak. One of the most common answers, or the most common reasons, is say they're working a shift exchange that day. This is not their normal shift. They would normally be on the mandatory list, but they're already doing a shift exchange, a swap with somebody else, or maybe leave of absence or something. There's some work code there that says, hey, they're already otherwise spoken for, they can't do it. The other aspect too that we have to look at is, if you look here, the qualifications, you've got the position, if it's a paramedic position or an EMT or a USAR position, that also plays into the effect of who's next up on the list. This list is very dynamic, as you can tell, whether it be a USAR position we're trying to fill or a box paramedic, whatever the situation would be, the list is very, very dynamic. That's why we can't just print a paper list and say, well, here it is, here's who's next. So it changes day by day and could be minute by minute as far as who gets brought in or comes in for some other, again, another work code. They may be assigned to a special detail that night or something. So that's why it's important that we run the mandatory chain as you need it. And so you can kind of look forward. I guess one of the employees that wanted to know, well, how can I plan for anything if I don't know if I'm near the top of the list or not? So I showed them how to do this. They said, well, everybody needs to know that. So that's why I'm doing the video. So you can go over, click on a specific day and see where you would be at on the list as far as that day. So I hope this helps. And again, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. And I will at rickparnell@polk-county.net. Just let me know, send me an email is the best way to do it. Other than that, please, if you have any other questions that pertain to any other topics, just let me know. Until next time, everybody be safe.